hope you're doing well. Thank you so much and welcome back to my channel for more tarot reading and prophecies, as well as some advices and teachings I've been able to run through the time that I've been here. So you are to hear the truth about your own energy, which is alchemy, right? So after facing your own shadow, you're able to alchemize yourself to energies that are building you instead of pulling you down. All right, so you're setting boundaries without building walls. You're able to know how to connect with individuals as well as be in your highest self energy. All right, and this actually allows you to be able to be in an alchemy mode where you're able to create a reality that suits you, that feels better to you, that feels like it's flowing within you and not outside of you. You're not picking up energies of others and turning them to yourself or to your own, instead of being in your own personal era and personal power. All right. So you're able to be rooted in your own truth. You're detecting authenticity in individuals, in energies, and you're able to actually alchemize it to your own and see that there is authenticity of your own self, and you have faced your own shadows, you have faced your own limitations, all right? And therefore, being in this energy just allows you to be able to just be in your own power, your highest self, your highest good, all right? So being authentic and being able to note authenticity in other energies is actually being rooted in your own truth, all right? So you're actually more connected to animals and babies. This just shows the authenticity of your own energy, all right? You're able to actually notice that there are energies outside of you that are actually more aligned with you, that see the extra part of your highest self, the extra good, the extra bad, the extra face of shadows, the extra face of things that people are not usually able or capable to be able to face, or do not even want to be in connection to start facing, all right? So many people have set limitations for themselves, and you being able to bypass this and go to a highest self, your highest energy, is actually more confusing to people, and it actually just makes them to be in this position where they have to face their fears, they have to face their own shadows, they have to face their own selves, and be able to realize that there are things that they should have been doing in this life, that they should have gone past or extra to certain points or limits that they have faced or they have been taught from the energies that have been around them, all right? So most of the energies that are around the universe are usually just in this space and aspect where they have not allowed themselves to see or to go beyond the limits of what they have been taught or what they have seen or what they have encountered through life. So 3/4 of them have not even faced the fears or the shadows that they have been able to just learn through the lifetime they have been living, all right? Whether in this lifetime or the next one or the one before that, all right? So maybe some are not even ready to face the one that they are supposed to be facing right now, in order to go to the highest good or the highest self, to face the next shadows of their paths in the next lifetime, all right? So you're going beyond individual encounters, all right? You're shifting emotional energies, and you're able to actually shape shift. This is what most people do not understand. When you do not face your shadows, or you're not able to face these energies that taught you something that are actually limited, and you want to be a limitless being, there's a lot that you need to face. There's a lot that you need to encounter. There's a lot that you need to realize, to notice, to take charge and take control of, and alchemize into your own power. Most energies are not ready to do that, which is actually affecting more than it is helping, more than it is growing, more than it is taking you to the highest self. All right, and you being in your authentic power, you being in your authentic energy, is actually forcing these people to face their shadows, or to recognize things in themselves that they are not ready to actually allow to alchemize to a different thing. All right, most people have conditioned themselves to these energies that are just still low vibration. They're not ready to go to the higher vibration or to face their highest selves, all right? So people speak more truth when they come close to your energy, simply because you are authentic, simply because you are showing your highest self in your everyday to-day life, in every part of yourself, every single minute. And people fear this because it now pushes or forces them to be able to want to see their highest self. But you're not doing this to trigger them to waking up, to using their third eye, all right? you're just being authentic in your own space, in your own self. And since you've learned to bridge the boundary between being able to be in your highest self and also be open enough to be encountered or to be noticed or to be spoken to or to be to take a part in being a natural normal human being, go back to that low vibration and connect with other people. All right, so being in your authentic self just actually pushes people to be able to face their own shadows and to be able to go to the highest self, to be able to start seeing things in a different perspectives. That's what we've always called waking up. All right, so you're stepping into more authentic selves. All right, there are shadows that you've been able to face in the past, and there's still some more that you're able to face right now, which is actually bringing you to a higher self, which is actually connecting you and opening you up to be able to speak more truth. All right, and this actually helps other people more than you plan or you think about it. Sometimes you're doing it unconsciously, and this therefore just forces these energies to just wake up. Just wake up. They have no other choice, they have no other way, because now with your unconscious way of being, since you've already faced your shadows and your fears, you're able to articulate yourself more authentically, and therefore forcing these other energies to be able to be in their highest truth, to start to speak more authentically, even if they don't want, they did not plan to speak their truth, even if they did not think of doing it in the first place. So they're unconsciously also speaking their own truth. All right. You're also being able to learn a few things about this, because at one point or another there are energies that you did not perceive or think. Some actually, in as much as you're in your highest self, there's always an energy that bypasses you because you're not more attentive to it. You're not allowing yourself to be in this energy where you're meditating about that energy or that certain way of being. All right, but then you kind of recognize in a second in someone who is not even conscious with themselves. Okay, you see a highest part or vibration of them when they are unconsciously communicating, or they are unconsciously finding their way of being, finding their everyday day-to-day pathways. All right, and to me this is very unique. This is very, very unique. So new momentums are coming. What becomes possible? I wrote this because you have navigated through life into a new momentum that most people have not faced. And most people are starting to realize that there's another way of being, there's a different way of being. You can always see yourself in your authentic power and at the same time in your physical being. You are alchemizing yourself into a reality where people see more than what they think was possible, where they have placed limitations, where they have cornered themselves to certain shadows that they do not want to face, and they see this in you and it triggers them. If this is an individual or an energy that is not ready to actually face this fear, this person will project their own fears, their own worries, their own doubts to you, but your alchemy power is able to bypass that, and they recognize that, and they're in this pathway of renewed wisdom, right? Finding new wisdom, because you're now in your new momentum. You're now into the limitless being. You're now more into the authentic being, right? So you're leading by example. Your centered presence is more than enough, okay? So you embody high level and reaching completion. This is exactly what I'm saying. Just awakened, right? When you reach your highest level of or potential of being, it actually reflects some shadows. It actually reveals some shadows, and this affects a lot of people, because when you set yourself into limits, when you set yourself into boundaries, when you're not ready to face your shadows, that is, you are not able to get to your highest self. And you being in more than just authentic power actually triggers them to be in this self knowledge, self encounter, you're actually in the pathway of wisdom, right? So you see in others what they don't acknowledge, and you navigate responsibly. For most energies in this lifetime, they are not ready to face that, okay? And you can see these energies every single place you move. You are able to actually half the time notice that they are they are forced to see their own shadows. But you can also notice that 3/4 of them are not even eager to want to or desire to want to face that shadow so that they can be the highest authentic self. But they resent you for being in your highest authentic energy. There is no other way. They have to be triggered because you have alchemized your own power to recognize that people foreshadowing their own triggers is not your energy. It's not yours. You are in your authentic power, in your day-to-day authentic power. You recognize them, but you do not pick them for yourself. You choose yourself in your own authentic truth and move past and beyond that. Okay? And that's just alchemizing alchemy, all right? Being able to help others see what they don't acknowledge in themselves is a certain different kind of, let me say, power, because you're able to actually recognize that you have worked through them, you have overcome them. Now you just need to alchemize your power in this and your strength in the sense where you are approachable, but also in your highest authentic self. This is not easy, I will tell you for a fact. Personally, as being an individual who's trying to navigate life in all aspects, you are more uncomfortable in your own space because now you're triggering others. You're not ready to, but then because your highest authentic self is in its power, in its own space, in its own energy, and it's flowing so smoothly, and people are not used to this. They are confused by this kind of energy. They are feeling like they are triggered by your authentic self, right? You're asked to remain in your authentic self despite their reaction. Okay, allowing them the dignity of their own journey. Okay, people are in their own paths, we all know this, but you being in your authentic journey and also accepting and allowing other people to be in their own journeys is a different kind of power. Okay, it's a different kind of authenticity, it's a different kind of truth, because you can acknowledge the shadows they are not facing. But if you're not approachable also, it forces them to start facing their own shadows, but they don't know what shadows they are facing because you're also not approachable, right? Being approachable allows them to be able to see a certain part or path they have followed, or a certain self they have not faced, that if they face, they'll be able to start alchemizing, they'll be able to start seeing their own truths, they'll be able to start following their own true paths, okay? So learn to navigate both. Learn to be approachable and also learn to be in your truest highest self. And this navigates both power in all kinds of forms, and you're able to actually start realizing and noticing some aspects of being that you personally did not think were possible. Like from yesterday, let me just say from Saturday, the day before yesterday, there are some certain energies that I've been able to recognize. I did not pay close attention, but the more I sit with myself, taking my meditation more to a highest self or a higher point of being, I'm starting to recognize them. I've not 100% gotten to how they are alchemizing that to a power, all right? But there are energies that have learned truths about themselves, that they have overpowered, okay? And it's a different kind of alchemy, not the one I'm used to, not my own energy, but theirs. But I have learned a few tips and ideas of how they are, okay, and how they are actually projecting their own highest self, but also limiting it at the same time. I believe you kind of make a sense of this. This is how someone can alchemize their power, but also decide to dim it. We know this, okay? But then there's a different kind of shape shift I've noticed in other energies. I am trying to get into more sense of it. I will share when I get to that, all right? So masks are falling off because when they meet your authenticity, all right, or your truth, they are actually starting to recognize and realize that there are parts of themselves they do not want to face. There are parts of themselves they do not want to admit that they have. Or there are energies who are noticing their powers, but they do not want to move on to that power because they still want to remain in this energy where everyone is low vibration. Okay. I think I'm going to share that for that today. But you're moving beyond natural uniqueness. Okay, you're moving beyond natural uniqueness. You are having a solitude moment, not more of loneliness, but more of self-discovery, more of self truths coming out into your own self. I think I'm going to finish at 15 minutes today. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you for always coming back. You are a powerful being. You are a strong, authentic self. Okay, there's nothing more you're going to share in this world that is not here already. You just need to find yourself in this path. I appreciate you guys. May God and Spirit guide you as always. Ashe, Amen.